Mike's RT blog, date September 10th, 2009. And as you can see, my camera is still having some problems, but I will get that fixed very soon, I promise you that. And unfortunately, because of those problems, I was not able to do any recording during my trip to Memphis. I'm sorry about that. This is the first time that this has happened. But, like I said the other blog, this was a last-minute thing. So if I had, if this was like a few weeks beforehand, I would have gotten it fixed quicker. But unfortunately, I don't have any recorded material. But there is some MFM videos. You just need to search them up. So we'll just do the next best thing for me. Just tell you about my trip down there. I had a pretty long drive. It takes about 12 hours to get there. It took me 14 hours because I had stopped temporarily to take a short nap. It was at a rest stop. I slept for like 1 hour. I know they limit you to parking for like about 2 hours. They don't allow overnight parking. But I did okay finally getting the rest of the journey there. And would you believe that at the same time where I arrive at the hotel, guess who arrives at the same exact time? It is Tilt, a.k.a. Greifer. And he comes out immediately asking, "Where's Loki at?" I told him, "He'll be around." But I arrived there, and immediately I run into a problem. My group, who I'm supposed to be rooming with, has not arrived yet, and they were not supposed to arrive until the next day. So I had to find someone to let me sleep for the night. I'd like to thank Rucario for letting me sleep over at his room. So thanks for that. You are a lifesaver. For that night, this was a Thursday night, they had karaoke at the Garden Court, which last time they had it at the main ballroom. I did 2 songs that night. I did Smooth Criminal. This was the Alien Ant Farm version. They didn't have the Michael Jackson version. And the other one, I decided to do a little bit of comedy by doing Amish Paradise from Weird Al Yankovic. And I did pretty okay. Started getting some fans pretty much later on during this segment. That's all I pretty much did that night. As for the next day, I've done something I've never done before in any of my con adventures. I did some volunteering, which self-explanatory. I help out with some of the functions going on. My first order of business that morning was to help set up the dealer's den, which I did. And since it was before opening ceremonies, I get double the amount of time. And it's just moving some boxes around. This specifically is for the charity Tiger Haven. So yeah, those boxes. Some of those boxes were heavy. I did check out the dealer's den. Got some pretty good some dealers there, of course. But most of the time that Friday, we had pretty much made some friends there. I did go to the fursuit meet and greet. There were some new suitors there. Some bringing out their suits for the first time. And I did get to meet the runner-up in the fursuit tourney frisbee. It was. I told him how impressive that was. His suit debuting this year, and he already gets into the the final round. So I did get to meet Frisbee. Let's see. And I can't name all of the suitors that were there because there's so many of them. I think they said the count for the number of fursuits was 74, I think it was. Yeah, you can see a video of the parade somewhere out there, and you can pretty much figure out where Loki was, right behind Greifer, stalking him. And if you're wondering, Greifer escaped. Loki didn't get his opportunity, and I'm getting a note here. This note is from Loki. He says, "This isn't over, Greifer. I will come to get you. Just wait and see." Okay, so it's quite clear that Loki hasn't given up yet. So watch out, Greifer. He's still coming after you. Ispacat was performing. And I did get the honor to become one of the guards as part of my volunteering. I basically had to look out at one of the entrances, just make sure no minors get through. Everything went smoothly, and he did quite well in his performance. And before the night is done, I got to play Are You a Werewolf? Now, what this is, if you haven't heard of this game, is that we have a group of people going in that is sitting in a circle. Each of us are given a card that gives us our role. There are 3 different things. We're either a villager, the seer, or one of 3 werewolves. Now, the werewolf's objective is to kill off the villagers. And basically the villagers, they have to find out who are the werewolves and kill them. Now, back and forth, we go from night and day. During the night, the werewolves choose one villager to kill off from the game. And during the day, the villagers have to discuss and lynch someone who they think is a werewolf. And of course, whoever is accused gets to defend themselves. And if there is enough votes, that person is lynched and removed from the game. And it could be either a werewolf or a villager. Now, there is one person who gets to be the seer. During the night, he gets to look at one person to see if he's a villager or a werewolf. Now, the game ends whenever all the werewolves are killed, or if the number of villagers is the same number as the number of werewolves, which means that the village has been overrun. The first time I played this game, I was one of the villagers, and the villagers had lost. The second time I played, I became one of the werewolves. We did pretty well, but they've added some special cards into the game. One of them being a hunter, which means if he was killed, he could take someone down with him. And once we killed him off, he chose me, and I was one of the werewolves. I was the first werewolf out of the game. But I did, go very well into the game. But in that game, the villagers won that game.